Everyone keeps talking about dating a white girl, but I hope that we're all on the same page that that is not their best use. Go ahead, date white women. Yes, that's fine if you're in love. But to the male murderers who aren't serious, you guys are missing a way bigger area of operation. Dating a white girl as a black guy is like taking a football player and making him play basketball. Like, yes, he did score the ball, but the way he went about that is definitely against the rules. And as someone who has dated white, black, brown, Spanish, Italian, and everything else under the sun, because nobody loves me, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, from my experience, you're all great people. You make fantastic dating partners, but the thought still arises, who treated me better? Not just in a relationship. And the position that everyone's overlooking, the position that everyone isn't paying attention to, is one that if you have multiple Caucasian women in this position right here, your life will be astronomically better? Well, let me explain. See, the thing is, doing the same thing over and over and over again can be very boring, right? But when you do something new, it's not every time that it's gonna be exciting, amazing, or like just astronomically better. But the thing is, it has a really good chance of doing that because it is new and it is different. And to me, I don't know about y'all, white people wore the new and different experience, whether they are a shorty or whether they were a homie. If they were Caucasian, the events we did felt like a vacation. I'm exaggerating. And look, because they're so new, because the idea is so fresh, there is a lot of things that you can do with them that you just wouldn't naturally do in your normal, typical day-to-day life. Look, and I'm not saying everything is something that you could do with them, because, you know, sometimes they be on that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm too dark. I mess around, find myself at the wrong type of rally. But aside from the bad cones of vanilla, there is a different side, a side filled up with a whole bunch of awesome, cool individuals who genuinely can make you feel like you're having a fantastic time, which leads me to start thinking that every guy on this planet should have a BWB, a bunny with benefits. But hold on, you're not hearing me though, okay? Not the benefits you're thinking of, okay? That's why I said, yes, you're not hearing me. I'm talking to the person who's watching this on your phone right now with no socks on, your battery's under 50%, and you haven't subscribed to my Stanley Live channel where I post daily reaction that over 8,000 people are already watching. You're missing out on reactions and you're missing out on my advice. Listen closely. White girls with benefits is better than a typical dating scene because very different / interesting things happen once you get that ball rolling. Some might even call it a snowball effect. Okay, which doesn't necessarily make them better, but because it's so different from every other partner in terms of excess, they give me some of the most unique friendships ever, especially in comparison to my day-to-day life, to where I may go, who they gonna take me yodeling, to where I may go to a restaurant, they gonna take me bull riding. Like the first time that I broke and entered into a place, you would think that it was for different reasons. It was just to get on top of the roof and watch the stars at night. And guess who was the homies who did it? Because it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. They just offer things that I wouldn't have done myself. Or we could even bring it back to when I started skateboarding in Florida, and we will go all around the street, tearing it up, grinding. Whoa, no diddy. Kick flipping, heel flipping, ollies, all that. And that was the Caucasian homies that put me on. And look, I know what y'all are gonna say. Black people do skateboard, but the thing is, Tony Hawk is the face of skateboarding, so I can't give that to me. Like, that's not my body. And that's just going for the Caucasian homies, like the Brodies. Like, if we're talking about the Caucasian shorties, the homegirls, oh, they gonna have you inside of their crib watching movies, eating cheese off of a charcuterie board. And that did not come off the top of my head. I didn't know what a charcuterie board was until I lived it. That's what I'll try to tell y'all. But there's a lot that goes into catching a woman from the snow, first and foremost, both dating and or having them be your friend. But it's the difference in perks that come with being around a white girl that makes it interesting. The first thing you need to know is what type a snow you're getting into, okay? Is it a snow bunny? Is it a gutter bunny? Are you approaching a snowstorm? Or is it just like enough snow that you don't have to go to school or something? Because the biggest mistake I see is both picking the wrong one and taking your bunny with benefits to places where it doesn't benefit you. Pay attention. Like, why are you meeting the black activist bunny at her family's house? Her father has been for the past 3 generations. Take her to a rally or something. Like, I'm not gonna take my Hispanic best friend to Whataburger and then ask him what I'm gonna get. No, I'm gonna take him to the Cuban spot down the street that he's been eyeing for a minute, that I've been eyeing for a minute, and he's gonna put me onto something. When my Caucasian homies ask me like, yo, Stanley, do you know where a good basketball court is? Of course I know where a good basketball court is. That's where my advantage lies. They know that I would know that. Do you see what I'm saying? And these are all things that we realize. Like, I'm not saying nothing groundbreaking. It's just not in the front of our minds. Like the meme of if you take a white girl to Starbucks, it's gonna sound like poetry. Like, it's gonna sound like Shorty is on top of the counter speaking old English and getting her order. My point being, every person on this planet has a home court advantage. Why are we choosing to play away games? Back when I used to live in Virginia, where snowstorms were more common than a content creator getting famous and picking his wife from kindergarten, I had this one BWB who played her role perfectly, specifically because she was from the trenches, okay? Me and her would go out together, party, kickbacks, life of the party type of thing. She was so perfect because just by being in proximity of her, I was being treated like a white guy? What? No, included. Oh, so like a white guy. Bro, anyways, if I went to those same spaces alone, I would either not exist or not exist. However, on the flip side, you have the typical Starbucks drinking, dad money using, 6-bedroom house having snow bunnies, and the luxury that they bring into your life as a girlfriend is fine, but as a best friend, it's magical. And when you multiply that by 3, now we're talking. No, because y'all not thinking about it how I'm thinking about it, bro. I got a master plan, bro. You get 30, at least one of them gotta be down to spend $1 million on you. You got one spending $1 million. You got another one that gave you all access to her horse ranch farm in her background. Now you got a horse named Freedom that you could just pull up and ride whenever. But I will say that they will also try to feed you and give you that part of their culture. But like, pro tip, just tell them you allergic, they throw it out the window immediately. They don't play about allergies. I'm exaggerating. I'm just basically saying though, it is cool to do things that I wasn't basically doing before. That's really just the thing that I'm trying to point out. Cause like, I know I'm getting treated differently. I'm not being treated like a normal friend. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not like getting treated like a husband or something. Like, if I was to be honest, it's more like you're getting boyfriend treatment, but from your girl best friends. Like, one might take me to Aspen, the other shows me how to apply wax on a surfboard, and the last one showing me how to be like a lumberjack or something. Because our experiences are so different and we have no prior shared experiences, they have so much to like give, which makes me go like, dang, are they treating me better than the other shorties? And the answer is no. This is their typical life, no different from me taking them to the basketball court or sharing my fried chicken recipe. To them, it's like, whoa, this is the best chicken ever, but in reality, it's just chicken different from what they're used to. Do you see where I'm getting at? And I'll tell you right now, as a direct product of the trenches, because it's so different, sometimes it comes across as better. But is it though? That's the question. Is it really? Because that's a feeling. You feel what I'm saying? I need the facts. I need the hardcore proof, the scientifics. And the only facts that I've had to go off of up until now has been these random Caucasian experiences that seem larger than life. Like, I've been fishing with my dad before in Florida, and it was hot and I was sweating the whole entire time. And I've been deep sea fishing on a private boat on the Gulf with a whole bunch of Caucasian people on a ventilated freaking boat. Which one do you think was better? Obviously the one with my dad was better, but I'm just trying to show you guys the extremes between the options that they be having sometimes. Not all of of them. Some of them. Like, do you guys not remember my movie theater girl story? She literally let me use her movie theater in her mansion. It's not that I haven't been taken to a movie theater before, but being taken to one in a mansion is so different. I'm like, dang, is this better? That's why I'm saying having them as girlfriends is great. Having them as friends is a different lifestyle because you don't have to stop at one or two or three. Why not 3,000? Because the more you find, the more your interactions and life start to change. And most experiences that are new feel better than the ones you're used to. But that's the big leagues. Y'all aren't ready for that, okay? You haven't seen what I've seen or been through what I've been through. You merely adopted the snow. I was born around it, okay? I really grew around that, bro. I was from Virginia. I really had the day one Caucasians on deck. And that's why I think that I've had so many cool Caucasian homies. You feel what I'm saying? Virginia was full of them. Florida really had a good amount of them. I've known them for a large portion of my life, but when I really started experiencing what they were experiencing, I'm like, yo, was any of that better than the other things that I've experienced? Their side of life is just as crazy as my side of life. And then I grow up and it's like, dang, everybody's side of life has its own form of crazy. However, there is a danger because there is a delicate line you gotta walk here, okay? Because if she likes you, even if you don't like her, they will commit some of the most unheard of atrocities just to get to you. I'm talking about texting and calling from multiple numbers even if you block them. I'm talking about driving by your house to see if you're still home. I'm talking about going to your window, taking a piece of your hair when you're sleeping, putting it on an enchantment table, and all of a sudden you're down to do butt stuff. Okay, I'm getting off track. Not every snow shorty is gonna be extravagant, but at the very least, you will live and or see a completely different side of life having a white girl as your homegirl. And just so you guys know that I know what I'm talking about, this is Sarah. We met 3 weeks ago, and just guess what our last hangout session was. Actually, you know what? Forget that. I'm just gonna show you. Hex, Nacho, Leonardo, Logan, stop drawing real quick. Stop coloring. Take 5, guys. I got this.
I hope she's okay with me filming. Packed, ready to go. Towel, shorts, boots to walk in the swamp. Dragon Ball Z wallet, can't go wrong with it. But it's hot. I'm like 40 minutes late, so let's just hope that, you know. I saw a different white girl walking down the steps just now, and I thought it was her. It wasn't her. Oh, here she goes. Yeah, that's her. Yo, yeah, I can throw it in the back. So you know how I make these videos? Hey, if I randomly like them. Yeah.
And then we drove and drove and drove until we finally got to the beach. But by the time we got there, it was way too dark to film the vlog I had intended for you guys. So this is us finding a crab. His name's Chris. Cool guy. After that, I found a shell. This is David. That's my dog. This is her trying to teach me more about shells, but I can't pay attention to save my life. And this is her getting too close to the water, knowing good and well I can't swim like that. Back to the story. This woman literally had me in the middle of nowhere, driving 3 hours just to go to a beach and do what? Some people go to swim, maybe even tan. We went to collect crabs and seashells in the middle of the night. And when I tell you that was one of the most fun times I've had since moving to Houston, it's gonna sound like I'm hyping it up, but we literally sat beneath the most stars I have ever seen at one time and talked all night. It was late. I was getting absolutely destroyed by bugs because somebody forgot bug spray in the car, but despite being eaten alive like an Attack on Titan side character, it's just such a different lifestyle than I was used to living. Like, as I'm writing this script, I'm literally in her bedroom right now, waiting for a hurricane to pass by. And guess whose groceries I'll be eating if I can't leave? Exactly. Oh, whoa, hold on, wait. Okay, this is not even part of the video. Hold on. I didn't realize when I was writing the script that that's what it sounded like. No, I literally meant her groceries like her food, bruh. And then my artist, freaking Hex or Logan, with one of them, they drawed me like winking and stuff. That was not, oh my gosh, that was so bad, bro. The thing, the shorty's gonna watch this video, bro. I'm gonna have to explain that to her. No, we really went through a hurricane. I really didn't buy food. So if I was gonna be at her crib, I was gonna eat her groceries because it was pouring raining outside. But now it just sounds like, yeah, now it just sounds like I'm freaking McNasty, bro. That's so crazy, bro. They did me so dirty. I'm not gonna tell them to redraw it either. It's too far gone. That's crazy, but just know that's not what I meant, bro. It looks like that's what I meant. That was not what I meant, bro. They wildin'. Okay, back to the video. And although these experiences obviously aren't exclusive to Caucasian women, and sure, they might call the cops on me and they enslaved my ancestors and call me the hard R when I'm not looking, but when they take me along in their adventures and in their lifestyles, it opens my whole world up to new things I would have never attempted if it wasn't for them. It's also less about being black or white and more about finding people who take you out of your comfort zone and building meaningful and mutual connections with them. And obviously, I'm talking about what they give me, but best believe I'm also giving them the dopest black experience as well. Shorty has already been in 3 drive-bys, eating 4 watermelons, and she knows my fried chicken recipe front to back. I'm kidding. But friends like these don't come around so often, so make sure when they do, you also put your effort into them as well. And it doesn't matter who treats you better or who treats you worse, because in actuality, it's just dependent on the person and not the color. With that being said, it's a wrap. Fade to black.